What's up, y'all? Listen, y'all got room. Let me see the lighting in here. Let me see if I can get the lighting good. I don't have a ring light or anything, so y'all know we listen. It's bootlegging, but we're gonna make it work. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm gonna try not to be too child. But to the router, so I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm closer to the router. Like I'm literally sitting right next to the router. So I don't know. So anyway, let's get into it. Hey, everybody. Let me go down the list. Welcome. Please come in. Y'all, we are going to talk about Kandi and Tiny. And hey, Layla, what's going on? Hey, Tan, Lemon Kush, what's up? Below. What's up? Hey, Miss Carter, how you doing? Lovely Red. Hey. Edwina, really be, can you give me a shout out? This is Edwina from Minneapolis, Minnesota. What's up, Edwina? Hey, shout out to you. Hey, what's up, Nah? Hey, two Greeks, two geeks and a nerd. Hey, Beverly. Monique, hey, girl. Monique be all over the place. She don't even be over here with me no more, but I love you, boo. I'm messing with Monique. I'm giving you a hard time. I'm messing. Quintessential says she waiting on her. Don't you hate group projects? I'm free. Yeah, I don't know. I can't cut StreamYard off. I'm on StreamYard. I can't. If I cut StreamYard off, I'm on StreamYard. I can't cut it off. Yeah. The only thing I can do is not, but there's nothing I can do, y'all. Sorry. I don't know. We're going to do. I really the light was better in here. I'm thinking if she has a lamp somewhere. But by the time I set all that up, child, it's okay. We back. We back. We back. Speak on It was better than the show tonight. The Speak on It was good because you get the behind the scenes, right? You get the behind the scenes, so the Speak on It was good. So let's get into it. Cut the video for a second to give it time to catch up. What? I don't even understand what you mean, Tracy. Cut the video. I can't cut the video. What are you saying? I can't cut the video, baby. You mean go all green? Cut the video for a second and give it time to catch up. I don't know. You mean go off camera? Oh, this is irritating me. Okay. Let's just get into it. I'm off camera. I don't know. I'm not at home. I didn't bring all my equipment with me. So we just have to do what we do. It's all good. We're gonna do, y'all. So this is better. Me just being off camera is better. Okay, fine. Off camera. That's fine. All right. Okay. So we had Speak on It tonight. The same thing came back. Y'all, we're just gonna make it do what it do. Sorry. All I can do is apologize for difficulties, but we're gonna make it do what it do so we can go ahead and get started. So it's all good. All right, so we start with Tiny was there, and Tiny was there for the whole time. Like yesterday, it was Tiny Harris, Tamika, and Kandi the whole time, right? It was after their show in DC, so they literally just filmed this last night because the show in DC was yesterday. So they must have just filmed this last night. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ruru. Thank you. And I'll just go for my phone tomorrow because I got some stuff tomorrow. We're gonna talk about some stuff tomorrow. So I'll just go from my phone tomorrow. So it's all good. It's too much, Phil, baby. And see, Phil, you've been trying to work with these people. I know you have. I know that you have been side-eyeing a lot of this. You have just been, you've been trying to be objective about it. But I think the information we got tonight is a little cringy, but let's get through it. So the first thing they did, I felt was a little shady, Kandi. I felt like it was being a little shady when she said to Tiny, how does it feel to be back on TV? That was definitely H1. That was definitely a dig at how VH1 pulled Family Hustle off when they had those allegations. That was definitely a dig. But Tiny said it felt good. She said that Bravo moves different, so the filming was a little bit different than when they filmed their show. But she said it was good to be back on TV. Tiny said she didn't want to do the show. Now, here's what I find interesting. Kandi didn't want to do the show. Tiny didn't want to do the show. Tasha says she doesn't want to do the show. Bravo must have offered them a hell of a paycheck. Think of it, if they're making money again doing shows, right? And the top making, Kandi said they made millions for the tour they did a couple of years ago, and they've been constantly working. They're not doing tours, but they're constantly working. So it's not the money. I mean, when I say that, they're not desperate. They're not desperate. They must have offered them a hell of a check. because so many of them didn't want to do it, yet they did it anyway. So I feel like whatever it would have been stupid to leave that kind of money on the table. Whatever they were offering them, it's no way we can leave that kind of money on the table. Coco said the money was good. It had to be. You can't sit here and tell me that all of them had a bad feeling about doing the show, and they did it anyway. I can believe that they didn't want to do the show, at least on Tiny and Tasha part. I believe they're lying. I don't believe they're lying, because here's the thing. Kandi's reason for not doing the show made sense. Kandi said that she didn't want to do the show because she didn't want to create any bad blood with SWV. Kandi's reason for not wanting to do the show was, her thing was, I didn't want, basically we were fragile as it was. Like our reunion was fragile, right? We were working together, but it was almost like we were walking on ice. And her thing was, she didn't want the show to be the thing that cracked the ice, which is what it ended up doing. I just think that because Kandi's thing was, people are used to me and Tasha not getting along. We could have worked around that, because that's our normal relationship. But the problem came in with the people right, because Kandi said they got off season 2 for just kicking it, and they didn't do it. And they needed the money more then than they do now. Because remember, when they did just kicking it, they had just come back together. Kandi didn't need the money. Tiny didn't need the money, but the sisters did. And Kandi didn't want to do a season 3. And Kandi said that was part of the reason why Tasha was upset with her, because Tasha felt like, you stopping our bag. Like, you won't do the show. No, we need the money and you don't. Like, we need the money. So, well, welcome Latrice. Hey, Latrice is a new subscriber, you guys. Come on down, girl. Y'all say hi. Y'all come on in and greet her. Hey, boo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for dropping down and saying hi. So, Tiny said she didn't want to do the show, and that was her reason for not wanting to do the show. Now, let's get into a little bit of this episode. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this episode. We're going to get to these receipts real quick. I do want to go, because just go from mouth to home tomorrow, but it's okay, y'all. I knew then. Welcome, right, Carolina Kitchen. Welcome. Yeah, I didn't spend a whole bunch of time. Because anyway, let's get into it. So I wrote here, Tasha was at that meeting. Kandi said that Tasha was at that meeting when they were discussing the song list, but Tasha was on Zoom. She didn't show up. Now, Kandi doesn't know what she told producers and why she explained what reason she gave the producers for her not being there, but she wasn't there in person. And she said that she phoned it in, honey. They started justifying this whole who's going to sing last, who's the headliner. I'm done with it and I'm over it. I have given y'all my 2 cents on it. Kandi and them was talking about who sells more tickets. She said, yes, they've sold more records, but we sell more tickets. Yeah, but listen, I feel like we could find justification for both ways, because yes, y'all sell more tickets, but y'all sell more tickets because there's always other people on y'all shows with y'all. So for example, the show they did this weekend in DC, it was them, it was Tamar, it was Monica, it was I think 112, a couple of the guy groups, like it was like 10 of y'all. So yes, you're going to sell a lot of records when you are on the bill with a bunch of other R&B 90s 2000 groups. Absolutely, you want, because they sold out Capital One Arena. Capital One Arena is like the big arena in DC. Yes, you sold it out. But it wasn't just because y'all were y'all didn't headline a concert and sell it out. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, there was other people on there. So anyway, I said to y'all, I'm not going to, Tamika Campbell was on that show. Y'all, I'm about to sit here. We done talked about it to death. and people are going to feel the way they feel. My personal opinion is, if you're going to co-headline, it is work it out, child. Work it out. The Great Escape Tour was Tamar and Monica as well. Exactly. Listen, so anyway, they talked about show production. Now they do have a bigger production. We talked about that already. And Kandi and Tiny both said that they would still be willing to do a tour with SWV. They said they don't have no beef with SWV. They love SWV. They respect them. And they're sorry that it kind of turned into this. Yeah. Let's get into the receipts. So they talk about this receipt video. So Kandi asked Tiny how she felt about the fact that her mother was in the video. Now, what I took was Tiny really wasn't happy that her mother was a part of it. She said, "Oh, my mother getting in it." Basically, I feel like Tiny told her mother not to get involved, right? Like, yes, we've given everybody your part in it. We've told everybody what you did and the part you played, but stay out of it. Right. And I can respect that, because if it was my mom, I probably would be the same way, even though her mama had a lot of the information. And we know that it all started with what her mother did by putting them in Soundscape. I understand where Tiny was coming from to say, you ain't in this. She said the other thing too is her mama will tell it. She said her mama will tell it. Because remember, they have all said that there's way more as it relates to Escape and the skeletons in their closet as a group that they know that they just don't publicly speak on. So Tamika's other concern was that her mama would just get to talking and just tell it. Tell it. But she said once she saw it, she said that, basically she was fine with what they did, that they just got the story and they got out. Like they didn't let her mother just ramble on, and they didn't let her mother seem like she chose a side. So she was fine with what she saw, but she really didn't want her involved. But again, I understand why. But it was respectful. Her mother told her side of the story. At the end, she said, "Listen, I love everyone, all, and what happened." So I can respect, but I also understand why Tamika needed her mother, not just because her mother was the one that signed them up, but because her mother was the one that initiated the investigation. Remember, her mother was the one that was like, "Oh no, we about to call down there." So her mother not only could attest to, I signed y'all up and I know y'all got a check. Her mother could also attest to the fact that you called me, you didn't get a check. And not only did I tell you, girl, you need to get your money, I helped you. I called them and I helped do the investigation. I mean, I helped initiate. So we needed her mama. Tamika didn't want to do the video. Tamika did not want to do that, y'all. According to them, they said Tamika is very upset about the whole situation. She's still upset, but she felt like they were taunting her last week when Tasha kept doing those interviews. And then when she sort of insinuated that something was wrong, remember when Tasha was like, remember she insinuated Tamika got mental issues? Well, she's always been like that since we were kids. She's always been a little off, like she's got issues, she's had them our whole life. And then they kept calling her a liar and stuff. So I feel like that door done opened up on me. Hold on, y'all, let me close that door. Because my niece trying to sleep. But I feel like Mama Diane was sticking them in shot. Oh, okay. Can y'all hear me now? I feel like, yeah. So they said that she felt like that the reason why she did the receipts. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Whew. So that's why she felt like she had to come out and do the receipt video. Would I have done the receipt video? I don't know. I feel like I would have done the receipt video if I was ready to walk away from my relationship with my sister. Because in my opinion, that was sort of a nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? That was sort of the final nail in the coffin. So would I have done the receipt video? Only if I was ready to walk away. Because some things can't be undone. And some things, once you put it out there, even though Tasha was lying on her and making her look crazy and all of that, I only would have done it if I was ready to talk. Speak for other people. You know, everybody has their own, you know, and I'm not going to say she was wrong. I'm not going to say she was wrong because I can't imagine. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. Let's do this. Imagine let's believe for a minute that we believe that Tasha stole her money. Let's imagine for a minute that let's imagine for a minute that we believe that Tasha stole that money, that she was in on it with Rocky. She knew about it, right? Can you imagine how emboldened Tasha had to be to steal that girl's money and not fear any sort of reprisal? Because let's be clear. Let's be clear about something. You had to know that you eventually were going to be caught. But you also had to know that your sister wasn't going to do nothing. So can you imagine? Ooh. Oh yeah, let's not even forget about what's up, mans. You think rock bottom acted alone? Not after tonight, I don't. Baby, y'all, my baby Mims had over 2,000 people in his chat. I'm so proud of you. So, with that being said, Kandi asked Tamika, how did she, or Tiny, excuse me, I have to say Tiny, I want to confuse everybody. She asked Tiny, how did you feel about the apology? And Tiny said, I really understand what Tiny said. I feel like what she said to me was sincere. I feel like what she said about her mom was sincere. She said, but for the rest of it, now she didn't use the words she calls BS, but I'm going to say she was like, she said what she said about you, and what she said about her sister, She said, I think she was sincere about what she said about me. She said, and I think she meant what she said about her mom. But I don't know about what she said in reference to you and what she said in reference to her sister. And I told you guys the other day when we went over that video, I told y'all that I feel like she is really hurting. I do feel like she is really hurting. And I do feel like there's a part of her that is sorry for what her mom is going through. But at the end of the day, my big issue with Tasha is, I don't think. Sorry, y'all. Rocky took money, especially if the mom took care of the first baby. I believe Tasha found out later. I believe Rocky and Miss Glow money. Oh, so y'all think they cut them out? Now that'd be real dirty. That'd be real dirty. I don't think she cared about the whole thing with Kandi because she still don't think she's still not accepting and admitting what we all saw. Like we all saw it. Like, girl. And they even showed clips of from the original Escape. They showed clips tonight's episode. We did a whole TV show. Can you imagine how they're looking at the fifth member at church these past couple of Sundays? Child. A mess. Okay. All right. So Kandi said she didn't believe her apology because it started with if. And she said, anytime you start an apology with if I did something to you, Kandi said you can keep that. And I feel, y'all know I already told y'all how I feel about the if word. So I feel the same way. They did talk about Tasha going through a lot and that they do feel bad because Tasha is going through a lot. And like Kandi said, she said, Tasha and Tamika are not used to getting this level of scrutiny. Kandi's like, I've been there, done that. I'm used to it. People hate me. They get it, and Tiny said, I'm used to it. So, but the sisters are not used to this. So it is hard for them. The thing Tiny said, and I loved it. I'm going to have to put it on like a post-it and put it up on my wall. It says, every storm runs out of rain. I love that. I absolutely love that. Here go Kandi. Yeah, but Tasha's ain't out of rain yet because another bomb dropped at the end of the episode. So they left us with this cliffhanger. But let's talk about what they did talk about on Speak on It. Excuse me. As it relates to this cliffhanger, right? Tamika did call Kandi. So we talked about that. I think Corey was the one that brought that up in the review video. Tamika called Kandi and told Kandi that she had been talking to the promoter and the promoter told her X, Y, and Z, right? So Kandi said that she told Tamika, print out all the receipts, make sure you got copies, you need to have a meeting. So they called the town meeting, they called the meeting. Now, Tiny said, because in the last video, they were like, it looks like they bumped, which I say they, thank you to the king, Tasha, girl, call on the Lord for guidance. Rocky, wait a minute, Rocky, what are you doing? Why do we as Black men always tear down Black women? Child. I don't know. Thank you for the super chat, boo. Thank you so much. Yeah. Tiny said that she hadn't seen the receipts either. So yes, they blindsided. Phil, I was trying to put your comment up on the screen, but this, it's not allowing me to comment up on the screen. I'm sorry, Phil. I was trying to put your super chat up on the screen. Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. This thing been giving me a hard time. But Tiny said she hadn't seen the receipts either. So she said my reaction is shocked too because I hadn't seen these receipts. I wish Tamika wouldn't see herself as inferior to Kandi and Tiny. If she left the trio of Escape, they would no longer be able to tour. They wouldn't be able to tour, but I don't mean no harm, Art World. She would only be shooting herself in the foot. Because remember, Tiny and Kandi make money outside of Escape. Good money outside of Escape. They don't really need the show. Don't get me wrong, they make good money with Escape. But remember, they were all right before Escape got back together. They were good. So, yeah. Tamika could leave the group and they wouldn't be able to tour anymore. But who would it hurt more? Out of the three of them, who would that hurt more? Would it hurt Tamika, Kandi, or Tiny? I think Tamika would hurt more out of that situation. But I understand what you're saying, that she doesn't need to look at herself as inferior, though. I agree with you on that. So what we found out is that, I'm going to just give it to y'all. Here's what we found out. We found out that this promoter, first of all, we found out that they have been hearing rumors of this for years. They just didn't have the evidence to prove it, right? They've been hearing about this for years. They just didn't have the evidence. So what they found out was the promoter reached out to, well, somehow the promoter and Tamika Scott were having this conversation. And he sent her the receipts showing text messages between him and Rocky under Rocky's phone number. And Rocky was calling him by name and he was calling Rocky by name. So even if you felt, oh, well, they could have just made these receipts up. No, ma'am, they're not making these receipts up because the man in the receipts called him Rocky and Rocky calls him, I forgot what they said the guy's name was, okay? Come to find out, Rocky has been basically getting kickbacks from promoters for years as it relates to booking shows and events for Escape. Now, Sam, thank you, Andre. Thank you, Boo. Now, right, everybody ain't lying on you, Rocky. Now, they have a copy of the Money Wire, and in the memo for the Money Wire, it says for Escape. So there are no ifs or buts why this promoter was sent this money and that this money was outside of the scope of the contract, because if it was part of the contract, it would have been sent with the rest of the money for how it goes, because the promoter would have been sent out of money that with the book management. There would have been no reason in the world promoter to be Rocky money and for Escape. Like, make it make sense. So okay. Kandi went further to explain, hey, Raphael, how you doing? You think Rob Bottom be sending Mistress lyrics from... Listen. You're my little secret. That's time. Okay. Anyway, so Kandi even went further to explain that remember when they were touring without Kandi, right? And it was the Sky Sisters and Tiny. They were touring without Kandi. And they were making without Kandi. And like they said, it wasn't no hard feelings. Kandi just was doing other stuff. She didn't want to tour. Wanted to keep, we were making money. And we were making more money because we only had to split the money 3 ways instead of 4 ways. And our booking went up and blah, 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 blah. Well, all of a sudden, Tasha, of all people, Tasha don't even like Kandi, according to Kandi. And we know they have this history. Come to find out, Tasha was the one that went to the girls and was like, y'all, we need to bring Kandi back. We need to get Kandi back. And Tiny was like, for what? She was like, no disrespect to Kandi. That's my girl. But why do you want to bring her back? You don't like her. Y'all fight all the time and we making more money. Why are we bringing Kandi back? And she said that Tasha was the one who was initiating bringing Kandi back into the group. Well, come to find out, when they were reading the text messages, the promoter basically was paying Rocky to ensure that all 4 of the ladies would be a part of these particular shows. And allegedly, according to the text messages, Rocky said, yeah, I talked to my wife. She understands the assignment. She'll be able to convince Kandi to do it. All of them will be there. So basically, Rocky was ensuring that Tasha would convince Kandi to do these shows. And Rocky's payment was contingent upon all 4 of the ladies doing the show. Are y'all following this? So that's why they feel like Tasha was was involved. The text messages, Tasha all of a sudden wanting Kandi to be back in the group. Because I know people are going to be like, oh, well, Rocky was doing this without her because she's trying to say about this money. Well, without her, she didn't know nothing about the money. Rocky could have done it without her. Could have done it without her. Well, these text messages paint a different picture, and it shows Tasha. Now, y'all do with that what you want. Happened. Why did it break down? What went wrong? Here's what went wrong. This same promoter, last summer, when Kandi and Tamika both got the Roni wrong and they couldn't perform, the manager was like, I want my money back. You told me all four of them would be there. I want my money back. I want my money back. And that is the same promoter that Tasha now doesn't want to work with. She refuses to work with. And that's the same promoter that she said this summer, the reason why she wasn't doing those shows is because Tiny, Tamika, and Kandi were doing shows with the promoter who threatened her husband. Exposed all of it. They exposed everything. And as a result, that's what happened between Rocky and the promoter. Now, according to Tiny, what Tiny had said was, yes, there was an argument with Rocky. According to Tiny, Rocky threatened him first. Rocky threatened him first. So yeah, part of the story. Did the man threaten your husband? According to Tiny, he did threaten your husband. But also, according to Tiny, your husband threatened him first. And your group mates back. I'm breaking up again. Almost done. Sorry, y'all. We almost done. So then child, this thing is getting on my nerves. Hold on, let me turn on. Let me go off camera. Y'all say that helps. Let me see if that helps. Because I'm on. So this is why they believe that Tasha was really sitting there. Child, that ain't helping. It's the same old, same old. So I might as well stay on camera because that ain't helping. But they said that that's why they believe the receipts, because the receipts coincide with what happened in real time with the group. And Tasha sitting there trying to deny the receipts, talking about, so y'all just gonna believe this? Anybody could make this up. Anybody can make this up. And they were like, but this is your husband's phone number. Like, we all know his phone number. This is his phone number. And they're literally, and Kandi said that the other reason why they believe the receipts is because there was a conversation in those text messages that spoke specifically to Kandi and why Kandi wasn't touring. Rocky said, yeah, well, Kandi is wrapping up filming or whatever. She said whatever she was doing at the time, whatever she was working on at the time. He said, well, she's wrapping up that project now. I talked to Nick, and so she should be all good. And Kandi was like, how if somebody was fabricating these receipts and making this up, how would they know what specific project I was working on and what project I was done with, and the fact that I would be good to go to do a show? She said that's information that he would have known by talking to my management. Like, who would go through all of that and make all of that up and be so specific about that? They need to hire the MOB to F Rocky up. Child, we live in a day and age where we leave digital footprints. She's exhausting, and that's the thing, y'all. Like, because I did feel bad, because I do feel like Tasha is going through a lot, but the more and more stuff comes out, girl, you have made this bed. You have got to lie in it. You have made this bed. So I fully intend more-ish to hit the fan this week. Rocky does not know how to shut up, so he's going to find a way to say something to somebody about something. I don't know. But he going to say something. That's it. That's all. He going to say something. It's a mess of his own making. It is. It really is. And Tasha, I get ride or die, but I have done some things, allowed yourself to be manipulated, allowed yourself to be a part of some stuff that is going to come out. It's just going to come out. And like Kandi has said, and Tamika said the same thing when she dropped her receipts, there's a lot more we could say. There's a lot more that we could say. So they're only giving us what we need to know based on what has come out. They ain't giving us nothing new. And I feel like if they really wanted to let loose and let have, I feel like it's a lot more out there. Now, Kandi did clear up the fact, one of the calls, the third mistress talks about the fact that Rocky told her that the reason why Tasha and Kandi don't get along is because he messed with Kandi first before Tasha, and that's why they don't get along. Kandi said, I never dated, we never slept together. She said, I was friends with him first, but we never dated, we never had sex. So she did clear that up tonight. She said that didn't happen. I know this word is trendy and overused, but either Rock is uber dumb or a narcissist. Ain't no way he believed this wouldn't come out. I think he thinks he's smart enough, but I guess that's a part of narcissism. A liar is bad enough, but a liar that sticks to the lies where all the proof is there, all the receipts are receding, and they still down. Kind of evil, yeah. When it's like at a certain point, you got to just be like, all right, the $30,000, like that part of it, like y'all were taunting her. If you got the receipts, drop them. Did you not think she had receipts? Like, why would you put her in that situation? Like I said, Rocky beats his manager if they become a foot. They not. I don't think. Listen. We got a better chance of Michael Jordan coming out of retirement and leading the Chicago Bulls to another NBA championship than we have of Escape being a foursome again with the 4 original members. Now, never is the wrong word, and I ain't gonna never say never, because but not no time soon. And I mean years. Because I think before anything could happen at this point, there will be a sincere apology on Tasha's part. If she can't, you would have to start with a sincere apology. And I don't even think we're there at this point. Her husband making money off the group behind their backs is beyond proof positive that he's a snake. Absolutely. And the thing is this, like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, Tamika never got over the money. She let it go, but she never got over it. And I think now that it's come out, I think that's a big thing. I think that's a big thing. Like, you not only gonna have to make me right, you not only gonna have to run me my money, but you really truly are going to have to earn the sisterhood back. And you have to first admit that you broke it. And I'm not saying that Tamika is perfect and that she's innocent and she didn't do nothing wrong. I ain't saying none of that. I don't know these people like that to say that one is better than the other. Okay, I know people like that. But there has to be a sincere apology. ASB said, I'm more likely to be an escape than Tasha. Yeah, at this point, I just don't think. Mm-mm. I don't see it. I don't see it. But those were the receipts that dropped tonight. Um, like I said, sorry about the Wi-Fi connections, but we made it through. We made it through. Like I said, I'm sure more bombs are going to drop as the week goes on, and I will be here as best I can while I'm traveling and while I'm out on vacation, my mini vacation. Um, but I'll keep y'all posted. Hey Pam, I'm glad you made it home safely. We can't trust Tasha Sincere or anything now. Your husband using you to get the group back together for kickback. Exactly. And that's exactly what it sounds like. And like Tamika and like Tiny said, when she first started coming around talking about we need to get Kandi back, they were all looking at her like, are you crazy? What you mean we need Kandi back? We making more money and you don't even like her. Like, like you don't even like her. Tasha would have to leave Rocky. She won't admit all the ish he did and clear her own name before all four of them step on stage. Man, I'm gonna say this. I think there's a lot of layers to that. But I think we could see um now not see I think that hey watermelon sugar, put my banner up. I don't want to do too much because the internet is already wonky. I don't want to do too much. But what what I can see happening, and y'all know this how I be predicting stuff sometimes. I ain't always right, but and I agree, Sharon. I agree 100%. Kandi gonna write a book. Kandi said in her speak on it tonight that she still has her journals. She still has her journals from when they were touring with the group, when they were touring back in their teens. Kandi absolutely gonna write a book because y'all know Kandi don't care. Kandi will tell it. She wants to do a movie, but Kandi absolutely, I absolutely see Kandi writing a book about maybe another 5 to 10 years. I absolutely can. I'm gonna say this though. I see maybe give it a year. I could see quietly divorcing him. And what I mean by quietly divorcing him, I mean it'll be a blurb somewhere, right? It won't be nothing major. I don't see her making a major announcement. I just see her quietly walking away. I'm not saying it will happen, but if it were to happen, it ain't gonna happen no time soon because she's not gonna allow us to think that we were right. The she's not. She stuck by him through all of this. She knew a lot of. I can say she knew all of his dirt, but she knew a lot of his dirt. I'm not. You're not gonna convince me that she's just been this oblivious woman and didn't know nothing. I don't believe that. Do I believe she was manipulated? Maybe, maybe. But do I believe that she just sat back and didn't know nothing and she was just no? Mm-mm. But I could see her allowing this storm to pass over, and when we're not paying attention anymore, when all of this is over, like I said, about a year, 6 months to a year, I could see her quietly just divorcing him and walking away. it's kind of like Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, right? All those years, for those of you who remember, all those years, everybody wanted them to get divorced. Whitney would, her pride would allow her to do it because everybody told her not to marry him to begin with, right? Even though we found out a lot of stuff after the fact, but I'm talking about when it was going on. We know behind the scenes. And then she was very quiet. It was quiet. I mean, as quiet as it could be for the two of them, right? She left. She went to rap and she left. And she blamed, but she accredited her being sober to her finding the strength away. And then we found out later that it was more to it than that. But yeah. So I see her allowing the storm to pass and then her quietly walking away. But I'm not holding my breath on that. But that would absolutely go a long way to reconciliation with her sister. You're absolutely correct. Heck, that would help her sell records. Girl, you better get them sympathy plays and down. It would help her. Now I'm gonna tell you what she need to do. Now I'm gonna tell you, if I were her, Olivia, first of all, I would tell her to shut up. Well, I would have told her to go, but okay. But as far as this is concerned, she absolutely would leave him, write a album about it. She would give us our best Mary J. Blige, that Igga 8-ish album. It don't even have to be a whole album. It could just be an EP. Give us your best Jasmine Sullivan Men Ain't Ish album. Your best He Broke My Heart. I gave him I Was Your Lover and Your Secretary. Give him your best, um, y'all know what I'm talking about. Get in that studio and write the best that Igga 8-ish we've ever heard. And then you release that thing, and then you go on your tour. That's when you go on, right? You go down to Tamron Hall, you go on The View, you go on whatever shows that are left. Go on Jennifer Hudson. You make a video on your YouTube channel. You do your apology tour. You talk that talk. You go back on Rick's and you talk about how deep you were in it and how you were so blinded by your love and he was manipulating you and it was so deep. Listen, that's what you do. That's what you do. And then I bet you sell 1 million records. I'm just telling you what I know. And then if you want to sing gospel, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Now, after you do that, then you circle back around and you make you a gospel album. But this is what you got to do, Tasha. Tasha, listen to me. Listen to me, Tasha. Oh, yeah, this is, of course, is after she give her sister her money back. Yeah. But Tasha, listen to what I'm telling you. This is what you need to do. You circle back around and you do your gospel album, but here's how you do your gospel album. Do a cover. Do a gospel cover. Because here's the thing. People might not be ready to hear no original Jesus is my Savior song from you. If you give them a remake of, bunch songs. Again, an EP, girl. Don't be trying to give us no 20 records. Get in that studio, remake, do his Eyes on the Scroll, do I Won't Come, give me good from back in the day. Hell, get in the studio with your sister and give me a Mary Mary. Give us a Yesterday. Okay? That's what I'm telling you to do. Nobody paying me for this good stuff. There's some good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you better remix it. Get Donnie to do We Fall Down with you. everybody in the room. But people, we're more likely to buy because you get what I always tell y'all, people have a short memory. People have a short memory. If we see her sister good, and we see that she go out here, she spilled the tea, she feeds us, she gives us all of the details of how horrible Rocky was. Child, we be over it. Girl, not the tank. I ain't doing this with y'all. Let me get out of here. It's midnight. I know my niece is trying to sleep. I'm trying to talk low, but let me get out of here. But thank you to that. I ain't been bugging y'all about the like button, but if y'all could hit the like button on y'all way out the door, I appreciate that much. And like I said, I see y'all sometime tomorrow. I got some new stuff for y'all tomorrow. I mean, I'm escaping for y'all tomorrow. I do my research and then I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Talk to y'all later.